All right. So, have you had any experiences within the medical field recently, the medical community, good or bad, with any professionals, doctors, that kind of thing?
Yes, I had my right knee replaced in May. It was done by Dr. Gene Jacob at Baptist LaGrange. We've known that doctor way back. Our children went to school with his children, so I had a lot of confidence in him. And over the years, I'd gone to him for, well, he doctored my knee before we decided to do knee surgery, but it was a very good experience. More, more to it than I imagined, and I thought I'd done the research, but all in all, it went well, and the recovery went well, and did the therapy. But his practice, his office, and Dr. Jacob in particular were terrific. I would go back to him. I will go back to him when I get my other knee done. But
So it was a good experience.
it was a very good experience. Yeah, if you have to have it done, it was good.
So why do you feel like that was a good experience? What helped that?
First of all, the people in the hospital took good care of me. Um, they were very conscientious about checking on me. They did draw blood at 4 in the morning, which I thought was unique, but that's their thing.
They don't want you to sleep.
That's right. And when I got out of the hospital provided, they took care of all the paperwork and did all the legwork to bring a therapist into the house for 2 weeks. I mean, it was like 3 visits a week for a couple of weeks. And that was really good because we didn't have to deal with it. The hospital dealt with it. Mm-hmm. Same thing with this machine you use to rehab your knee. You put it on the bed and it bends your knee for you. Again, the hospital takes care of ordering it. And so these are things that made it very user-friendly. And for that reason, it was good.
So did you work with PT with that? Was that physical therapy?
Yes. Well, this instead of going from the hospital to a rehab facility where you would be in their facility, I came home, and Uta was her name. Uta came in, and she was a German woman who took no nonsense. And so that was for 2 or 3 weeks, I forget exactly. But after that, then I went to physical therapy down here in Prospect, next to Kroger. And Diane would drive me down, and I would do my thing. That was 2 times a week. And again, it's all arranged. It's all arranged. So I didn't have to use a lot of gray cells trying to figure out how to do this. They did it for you. It's great.
It is nice.
So, yeah. Sounds like an ad for Baptist.
Hey, it's a good ad.
And one of the things that Dr. Jacob told me about Baptist before I had the knee done was he said, we have a low 3% infection rate in this hospital, which is considered really
very low.
Yeah, they're very proud of that. So they wanted to tell you that before you go in. Yep.
That's encouraging. Do you feel like that all your needs and everything, just like you were taken seriously, all the things that you would tell them about your health?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes. About every 6 hours you get pain medicine. And at the 6-hour mark, I'd buzz them and go, hello, I need pain
more.
And they would come right in. It was very, you didn't have to wait another couple hours to see if they were going to show up. They did. And that was nice.
So they were very efficient.
Very efficient, yes. Yeah.
That helps make it better. Do you feel that, well, when you said that you feel valued, basically that they were like checking on you and that they
Mm-hmm.
arranged things, were there any experiences that you felt like were negative, that you didn't feel like they were quite as attentive as they needed to be?
Not really. I think all in all they took, well, I came out of anesthesia and recovery, and then they brought me to my room, and then they brought dinner, which was fish. Hospital fish. Yeah, it's rugged. I was so hungry, I ate it all. And needless to say, that night I was really sick. And they're coming in to take blood, and I'm throwing up. And they're going, oh, poor baby. They'd leave, But, I mean, there wasn't much more they could do. They did about everything they could do for me.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing they do. They put this sleeve up on you, around your knee, and it has ice water going through it. And the ice water is pumped from an ice chest on the floor. So if you don't keep ice in the ice chest, the water just turns lukewarm. And there were some times when the ice chest would be out of ice, and so the water wouldn't be cool. It's supposed to cool. That's the idea. But that's minor. And I think all in all, it was a really good experience because they took good care of me and seemed to show concern. I mean, not just, I'm just not, we're dialing it in. You're just another guy with a knee, blah, blah, blah. They took really, they were very conscientious.
That's good. So you don't feel like there was any, there's no discrimination? You feel like they would have treated you the same as any other patient?
Yes, absolutely.
That's really good to hear.
I think probably their in-hospital physical therapy wasn't very good, but I was drugged up and I didn't know what they were doing, and I wasn't worried about it because I knew that I was going to have stuff at home. So.
Why do you feel like the physical therapy in the hospital?
Well, they didn't. I think we went down there twice, I think, and they weren't quite sure. Yeah, I felt like they weren't quite sure what to do with me. Step up on this, don't step up on it. Walk up the ramp, and a lot of things you just can't do. Your leg just does not work right away. But even that though was fine.
And it's hard when you're on medications.
Oh yeah. When you're on the Starship, you don't you don't care.
It's a good way to put it.
When you're on legal medication.
Legal, I like it. So, is there anything that you feel could have been done differently to improve your experience overall? Just even with the home health?
Not really. Well, I think a lot of it becomes your responsibility, the patient's responsibility. Once your in-home therapy is completed and Uta, signs off on it, and the in-home therapy is through Baptist, but it's like a separate branch, in-home therapy division or whatever. Once she signs off on it, then it's up to you to call the physical therapy place down here in Prospect or wherever you're going to go and get set up with your first appointment. And, I did that, and that's no problem.
But it wasn't you had to do it.
Yeah, and you hear people say, "Well, I'm not going to do the physical therapy. I'm going to do that at home." Pardon me. Well, no, you can't. You have to do that because it's easy to say, "Well, I'll let it go today." No, and you go down there to start with 3 times a week, and then they give you exercises to do at home, and they stretch you so they can tell whether you're doing your homework or not. So it's important to do that. Yeah, but they were very good down there. It was not a comfortable experience necessarily, but
it was difficult.
Yeah, the stretching, when they stretch your knee, that's
not fun.
No, not fun. I'm speechless.
Well, when I began working in hopefully the medical field, what kind of advice would you give me as a speech language pathologist working with adults older than the age of 65?
Listen to your patients. They're people. It's easy to get in a big medical situation where it becomes a mill. 8-hour day job. Well, okay, I've got these people to see today. Zip, zip, zip. Hey, I'm done early. I'm going home. That sort of thing. But just be professional about what you do and take good care of the patients. And patients come first when they tell you they need something or don't want to do something. It's worth listening to.
We're modifying the plan.
Yes. Yeah. Be flexible. So definitely. Yeah.
Okay. That's really good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You know what you're doing. Which I assume.
Well, hopefully that'll come.
Yeah. You will.
Well, thank you so much for doing this.
Okay. That's it.
That's it. You answered all of them.
Bye.